హలో స్టూడెంట్స్, హోప్ యు ఆల్ ఆర్ డూయింగ్ వెల్. ఈరోజు మనం డిస్కస్ చేసుకోబోయే టాపిక్ ఏంటంటే పాండ్యా టెంపుల్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్. దెన్ వాట్ ఆల్ ఆర్ వి గోయింగ్ టు డిస్కస్ అండర్ ఇట్? పాండ్యాస్ అంటే ఎవరు, వాళ్ళు ఏ ప్లేస్ నుంచి రూల్ చేశారు, అండ్ అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దట్ what are the main contributions of them in temple construction, what are the different types of temples and important temples, etc. So ఎలాంటి లేట్ చేయకుండా లెట్స్ స్టార్ట్ అవర్ టాపిక్. First of all, we'll be seeing the dynasty, right? So as you can see in the map on the right side, we see they are particularly based in South India, right? So an ancient Tamil kingdom in the Tamil territory, right? And you can see the Pandya map over here, right? They are surrounded by Cholas and Cheras, right? So one of the three major kingdoms, south lo మనం చూసుకుంటే three major kingdoms ఆ టైంలో Cheras, Cholas and Pandyas. ఈ మూడు కింగ్డమ్స్ని కలిపి లేదా ఈ మూడు కింగ్డమ్స్ని కలిపి రూల్ చేసిన వాళ్ళని మువెందార్స్ అని చెప్పేవారు, రైట్? సో హూవర్ మువెందార్స్ రిఫర్ టు a Tamil word meaning three chiefs used for the head of three ruling families, right? So I hope you got idea of this dynasty. Now next we'll see what is the time period, when did they rule. సో యాక్చువల్గా చూసుకుంటే పాండ్యాస్ హ్యావ్ రూల్డ్, the ruling of Pandyas is not continuous. We can see a lot of periods marked by decline and resurgence. So a lot of time the rule was rising and falling and rising and falling. So in such things, right? So there are various periods of Pandya's rule. Now let's see what are those periods. Early Pandyas we see from 4th century BC to again 3rd century AD. Medieval Pandyas we see from 6th to 14th centuries. Imperial Pandyas we see from 13th to 14th centuries. And later on the later Pandyas, where there was a decline. So these are the various periods. At the height of them, like when we say Imperial Pandyas, we see their territory was to a very large extent. They ruled complete South India, almost complete South India, and a part of Sri Lanka as well. Now, next, what about their art and architecture? Right? What did they focus on? So, because they have ruled for a very, very long period of time, let's say their art and architecture represents their cultural heritage. Apart from that particular heritage we see can be seen in sculptures, as you can see here, and temples which were built during their era. What are the temples now? Because the main topic, what are the Pandya temples and what are the different styles and what is the specific style in which the Pandya temples are constructed. If you see the Pandyan temples, the temples built during the time of Pandya dynasty are called as Pandyan temples, present in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and surrounding areas. So they're not only places of worship, but they are a symbol of art, culture and history of our country. So these temples are mostly dedicated to Shaivism or Vaishnavism. Shaivism is like followers or worshippers of Shiva. Vaishnavism is like followers or worshippers of Vishnu. So continuing, we see how the temple construction evolved, because the Pandyan period we see starts from somewhere BC and it comes into AD till 14th century. So roughly we speak like from 4th century BC to 14th century AD. It's like a very long period of time spanning approximately 2000 years, right? So now definitely in these 2000 years there will be a lot of evolution. The initial temples that they have built, right, they are basically the rock cut temples. that you can see here, right? So what is the style that they follow? Definitely the evolution of the significant, like the Pandyan dynasty temple construction, it significantly impacted the evolution of Dravidian temple architecture. Now, while evolution was happening, there were two different styles of temple construction. Particularly in South, we see the Dravidian temple architecture was evolving, and to this particular style of Dravidian temple architecture, now Pandyas have contributed a lot. While their initial structures were like rock cut, later on they went to make elaborately sculpted and structural temples. And these temples were having very distinctive features like towering gopurams, like intricate vimanas. We'll see them, right? So, what are the rock cut temples that they have made, right? In the previous slide, also you can see the picture is of a rock cut temple, and in this side also you can see it's a rock cut as well as a cave temple, rock cut as well as a cave temple. So, now we'll see Pandya rock cut temples are present. Basically, they represent the early Pandyan dynasty's contributions. Major examples include Paraikulam temple, Tiruparankuduram temple, and Sittan Vasal temple. Right. The next, what are the key aspects? We see specifically relating to rock cut temples, they belong to early Pandya period, approximately 8th century. Then single rock carvings, that means monolithic, they are carved from a single rock. They have a very simple design because this was the initial phase, therefore the design was a basic structure. And again, there's something term called as Ekathala Kudavarai. Now, Ekathala Kudavarai means a single cave temple, means single rock or single cave temple, temple carved out of a single rock, like a cave. So, next if we see, in the same thing, what are the examples of such rock cut temples? There are various examples, like examples at Paraikulam. It's located in Virudhu Nagar district, and later on the another example that we have seen, Tiruparankundaram. The next Sittana Vasal temple, then Kuruthirai temple, the next Kalugu Malai temple, then Tirumeyyam temple, right? And each of these temples are having some unique features. This one is dedicated to Lord Murugan. Again, this temple is basically a Jain temple, right? It is also having, you can say, beautiful mural paintings, as you can see in the picture, right? Again, this one is a features a Vishnu image carved into the rock. So these are having various unique features of their own. Now, next coming to the temple styles, because as we have discussed, Pandya temple architecture was evolving. So the things that we have discussed right now, the rock cut temples or the cave temples were earlier formed. But over a long period of time, their temple structures were evolving. And as we have said, majority of their temples contributed for the Dravidian style. Right? Now, what is the Dravidian style? Right? And what are the other styles? So, Dravidian style of constructing temples is basically prevalent in South India. A lot of temples in South India are constructed in this fashion. Now, what are the importances if we see? What is the distinguishing features we see? Vimana. There is a Vimana. This is something called as a pyramidical tower over the sanctum, means Garbhagriha paina construct chesedi Vimana. Then next distinguishing feature is Gopurams. Now, gopuram is something like a entrance gate or entrance tower, temple entrance lo undedi. Next, high boundary walls surrounding lo, ante temple structure ki surrounding lo, round lo boundary walls chala peddaga height lo boundary walls kuda untayi. The next, use of granite as a or sandstone basically. So if you see the picture, you can have the idea. Gopuram is like a entrance into the temple, right? And this is something called as vimana, like this is the sanctum sanctorium, or called as the garbhagriha, where the idol of for whatever lord the temple is dedicated to, you'll see the idol in the garbhagriha. And atop of this garbhagriha, what you see is called as vimana, right? And then there is a mandapa, right? So these are the distinguishing features. Now compare these features to the other style. The other style is called as the Nagara style, which is most popular in North Indian temple construction. Now what are the distinguishing features? If you see here, it is called as a shikhara, means the same thing, garbhagriha is there, and the tower on top of garbhagriha is generally called as a shikhara. In South India it is called as vimana, whereas in North India the same thing is called as a shikhara. And the most distinguishing feature is shikhara is curvilinear in shape, right? Shikhara, now you can clearly see the style. This is a curved style, right? It's a curved style. But here when we say pyramidal, it's a like a pyramid, and in the form of steps. Every floor there is a step, right? So these are very unique features. And there is no elaborate gateways, like there is no gopuram in the North Indian style. The temples are built on a high plinth, means you can see this thing. So the temple is constructed at a very higher place, that is something called as a plinth, and with lot of steps, right? And there is a absence of boundary walls, specifically in the earlier period when temples are constructed in the northern areas in the North India. They didn't had any boundary walls. So these are the temple styles. Now, but the prime importance for us is now the Dravidian style. Now we'll see the Pandya temple, or the structural temples, means apart from the rock cut temples, now the other type is the structural temples. Now what are the structural temples and how were they built, right? So definitely the Pandyan temple architecture, while sharing the Dravidian style, so definitely they are following the Dravidian style of architecture, but they are having some distinguished features, some unique features. Now within South India, within the Dravidian style, there are some unique features. Now what are these unique features? Let's see. Now vimanas are definitely part of the Dravidian style, but here the temples belonging to Pandyan era are having towering vimanas. Now towering vimanas is like very height, large gopurams. Generally gopurams are present in the Dravidian style of temple architecture, but there is a large gopuram. You can see the picture here. This is the entrance of a temple. This is something called as a gopuram, and now you can see how large the structure is, or how grand the structure is. These two features basically distinguish the Pandyan architecture from other South Indian temples. Apart from that, you see, there are intricately curved sculptures. A lot of sculptures are there. There's use of granite. Then again, multiple smaller or sub shrines. So there is a central shrine. Apart from that main shrine or central shrine, in the surrounding areas, you see there are sub shrines as well. And mostly they followed the rectangular ground plans and the pyramidal upper stories. as we have seen the pyramidal upper stories. Right, so this was the basic differences that we see in Pandyan structures. Now let us see the examples of various temples. So Sri Villiputtur Andal temple is one of the example here. Now where is it located? It is located in Sri Villiputtur and again Vidhunagar district of Tamil Nadu. And what are the highlights of this temple? It's having one of the tallest gopurams. Now you can see in the picture, right? The entrance, the way, the gateway, it's so grand. It is so tall. That is what is a distinguishing feature of the Pandyan architecture. Tallest gopuram. Even you can see the Vimana here, but Vimana is a bit less in height in comparison to the gopuram. Right? It's around 192 feet. And this particular temple is dedicated to goddess Andal. And another feature is only Vishnu temple with Andal as the main deity. Even though it's a Vishnu temple, here Vishnu is not the main deity, but Andal or goddess Andal is the main deity. Now, symbol of Tamil Nadu state emblem, this temple or this particular Gopuram is also the symbol of Tamil Nadu's state emblem of Tamil Nadu state government. Right? Elaborate mandapams, sculptural detailings are also there. And after Pandyan, we see some Nayak style is also visible in these temples, in this particular temple. Right? So this is one example. Now, to see the next example, we see Tiruparankuram Murugan temple. Now, in this temple, where is it? Located near Madurai, right? The highlights are Arupadai Vidu, means one of the 6 abodes of Murugan, right? So the temple is dedicated to Murugan. The next, early Pandyan construction and also having significant structural additions. Later on, there were a lot of additions. One important feature is flat roofed sanctum. Now, sanctum means Garbhagriha. What we see here is having a flat roof with intricate pillars. Now, intricate pillars means pillars having a lot of carvings on it. Right? Again, Pandyan era stone sculptures of deities and guardians are also found over here. So, this is another example. Now, seeing another temple, we seeing another example, the Meenakshi Amman temple. You can see the size of it from the image. It's a very, very large temple, right? And it's having a lot of gopurams. You can see the outside gopurams. Here, these are the main gopurams. And there are many within it. Or specifically, we can say many Vimanas, means as we have discussed, shrines and sub-shrines. So there is a major main shrine, and apart from that, there are many small sub-shrines. Now you can see them here. Right? So the central sanctum of Meenakshi temple is Pandyan in origin. The structural base is also laid by Pandyan kings, but later on this temple is expanded by Nayakas. So original Pandyan work you can see here, like includes a sanctum of this particular Meenakshi temple and again the Sundareshwarar. So therefore, this is the distinguishing feature. It's a very large temple, very grand temple. Right? The next temple that we take as example is Avudiyar Koli temple, which is present in Tiruparunturai. Right? It's another place in Tamil Nadu. Right? So again, near Pudukottai, it's a very popular place. What are the highlights of this temple? This temple is dedicated to Shiva, right? Who is called as Atmanatha Swami. Then there is no lingam or image in the sanctum. That's another highlighting feature. It's a rare symbolic shrine where in the Garbhagriha there is no lingam or image of it, right? It's known for its exquisite stonework, life-sized sculptures, right? And ceiling is having a lot of carving. Again, Pandyan origin. Later, patronage by Shaiva saints and Nayakas. Later on, some expansions or some additions definitely happened. But you can see the image, right? Again, a tall Gopuram and a similarly tall Vimana as well. These are the distinguishing features. And there is one more temple called as Kudal Azhagar temple. It's located in Madurai, right? Now, highlights here you can see it is dedicated to Vishnu. Early structural Pandyan features you can see here, and multi-tier Vimana, right? Specifically, what you see in this picture is the Vimana of the temple, not the Gopuram. And this Vimana is having depictions of Vishnu in three postures. Now, what are these three postures? Sitting, standing, and as well as reclining posture. So, I hope you can note the sitting posture over here. And similarly, there are other postures as well in this particular Vimana, right? Again, oldest parts are built by early Pandyas, but again, some additions happened later on during Vijayanagara and Nayaka periods. So these are the various temples that we are discussing, right? On the whole, in conclusion, if we see what is the essence of Pandyan temple architecture. In the essence, we see while all South Indian temples share the Dravidian style, the Pandya contribution lies in the grandness or grandeur of their Gopurams, as we have seen in various examples, the intricacy of their carvings. You can see here in this particular image, right, how intricate and how delicate the carvings are, and the scale of the temple complexes, as seen in the Meenakshi Amman temple. You have seen how large the temple is. So most of the time the scale of the temple complex is very big in the Pandyan architecture. So these are the distinguishing features. Hope you have understood this particular topic and you have grasped the idea of this particular type of architecture. Thank you.